In a haze of exhaustion and anticipation, Miner embarked on a journey to reach his family's remote campsite nestled deep within the rugged wilderness. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an amber glow over the towering trees, his tired eyes strained to stay focused on the winding path ahead. The forest seemed alive with eerie rustlings, and shadows danced among the trees like mischievous phantoms. Miner's grip tightened on the steering wheel as a strange creature with luminous eyes darted across the road, forcing him to swerve violently to avoid a collision. The sudden maneuver rattled his car and brought it shuddering to a halt. Breathing heavily, Miner's heart raced as he stared at the dashboard, where a disconcerting array of warning lights glared back at him. He cursed his luck, knowing he was stranded in an unfamiliar and seemingly deserted part of the woods. Gathering his wits, he stepped out of the car and took in his surroundings. Before him stood a peculiar village, its architecture and layout reminiscent of a bygone era. The air felt heavy with a sense of unease, and a dense fog began to settle, cloaking the village in an otherworldly mist. Miner hesitated, a strange mix of curiosity and trepidation gnawing at him. As he entered a dimly lit store, the world around him seemed to warp and distort. The walls pulsed as if breathing, and the figures within the store blurred and swirled like fragments of a surreal dream. Miner's pulse quickened, and he rubbed his eyes in disbelief, wondering if exhaustion had finally caught up to him. Among the distorted shapes, he caught glimpses of familiar faces, friends, family, and people he had known throughout his life. Their voices whispered incoherent messages, and Miner's head spun as he struggled to make sense of the cacophony. A mysterious figure, half shrouded in shadow, beckoned him from the corner of the store. Approaching the enigmatic presence, Miner felt a chill crawl down his spine. The figure's words were cryptic, its warnings obscured in riddles. A flickering bonfire cast dancing shadows that seemed to morph and contort, forming haunting images that sent a chill through Miner's soul. The message was clear, though its meaning remained elusive. Something ominous lay ahead, a test of his resolve. Abruptly, Miner awoke, his body drenched in sweat. The store and its surreal inhabitants had vanished, replaced by the familiar interior of his car. To his astonishment, the dashboard lights had extinguished, and the engine purred to life as he turned the key. A mixture of relief and confusion flooded over him. As he drove away from the village, Miner's reflection in the rearview mirror caught his attention. His eyes widened in horror as he realized his features were no longer entirely human. His skin had taken on the texture of fur, and a pair of antlers sprouted from his head. He stared at his hooved hands, gripping the steering wheel, his mind struggling to process the impossible transformation. Unbeknownst to Miner, his chaotic journey through the village had woven his fate with a profound and ancient magic. He had become the embodiment of a moose man, a creature born from the melding of his inner struggles and the surreal events he had encountered. With each step, his movements inadvertently caused the earth to tremble, trees to sway, and animals to flee in panic. Confusion turned to panic as Miner wandered through the wilderness, unaware of the havoc he unwittingly wreaked. The very fabric of reality seemed to twist around him, distorting the world with every step. It was in these moments of chaos that he truly confronted the depths of his own inner turmoil, the doubts, fears, and regrets that had always lingered beneath the surface. As the surreal landscape shifted and warped, Miner's struggle with the monster he had become mirrored the battle within himself. The Moose Man was a manifestation of his darkest impulses and self-doubt, a physical embodiment of the demons he had long suppressed. In his relentless pursuit to find his place in the world, Miner had to confront his own shadow head-on. The journey through the ever-shifting landscape became a metaphor for his internal voyage, a quest to understand, accept, and ultimately conquer the darkness that threatened to consume him. With each confrontation, the Moose Man's rampage grew more subdued, its monstrous form gradually yielding to the resolute spirit of the man within. It was a battle fought not with fists, but with introspection and self-discovery. Miner delved into his past, confronting painful memories and acknowledging his own imperfections. As the layers of his inner turmoil were peeled away, the world around Miner began to stabilize. The forest regained its tranquility, and the Moose Man's rampage ceased. Finally, as dawn broke over the horizon, Miner found himself standing at the edge of a tranquil lake, the water's surface reflecting the hues of a new day. Gazing at his reflection, Miner saw not the twisted form of the Moose Man, but a man who had emerged from the crucible of his own struggles. The transformation was not just physical, it was a rebirth of his spirit, a shedding of the shackles that had bound him for so long. With a newfound sense of clarity and purpose, Miner understood that his journey had been far more than a series of surreal events. It had been a transformative odyssey, a voyage of self-discovery that had led him to confront his inner demons and emerge stronger on the other side. And so Miner walked away from the lake, no longer haunted by the specter of the Moose Man. The sun bathed the forest in a warm embrace, casting long shadows that stretched like fingers of hope. His family's campsite awaited, a symbol of connection and belonging that now held a deeper resonance. As Miner reunited with his family, the weight of his journey lifted, replaced by a profound sense of peace. He had found his place in the world, not as a victim of his inner struggles, but as a survivor who had faced his own darkness and emerged victorious. The surreal village, the bonfire's warning, and the Moose Man's chaos had all been catalysts for his transformation, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and its capacity to conquer even the most formidable of demons.